The argument that I make in The Price of Civilization is that the U.S. is not facing simply a cyclical crisis. We're not facing simply, although it's not simple, the end of the housing bubble, but we're really facing structural change at a global scale. This is a problem of the U.S. and the world, and how the U.S. fits into a fast-changing world economy. Though the sense of crisis erupted in 2008, especially after Lehman Brothers went bankrupt, underneath the surface, the U.S. has been feeling lots of economic strain for a whole generation, in fact. Remarkably, the earnings of men, full-time workers, peaked in 1973. This is something that is not really well appreciated. It's been almost 40 years since there have been increases in the average or median earnings of year-round male workers. Why is that? It seems to me that the fundamental changes in the world economy have been changing the structure of jobs, the geopolitics, and the shape of the world economy. The rise of China, I think everybody feels, is the single most significant economic reality of our time. And I argue in the book, and show data to support it, of course, that the changing world economy is putting tremendous downward pressure on the earnings and job opportunities of lower skilled workers in our society, while it has benefited those at the very, very top. And our politics has added on, rather than offsetting the downward pressures or tamping down the upward benefits at the top, our politics has accentuated the benefits for the rich, and in a way has punished even further those at the bottom by cutting back on public services and the investments that the poorer parts of our society need. The end result is that we have inequality in America, which is at all-time highs for our country. It's tearing apart our society. Our middle class is shrinking. A few are escaping to the very top, and many are falling through the cracks into poverty. America's facing a first-class battle royale over the budget right now, and really it's a battle over the role of government. But I'm afraid that there's not a lot of understanding about the core budget realities. Health, Social Security, the military, and interest payments absorb essentially what the tax system collects right now. That's a problem because government needs to do more than just those very few things. Now you have one side of the political spectrum, the Republican Party, which says, cut the taxes even from where we are today. The Democrats and President Obama, they're pushing a little bit, maybe an added 1 percentage point, maybe a little bit more than an added 1 percentage point of revenues, and making a big deal about it. It's much more decent than the Republican position, in my opinion, but it also doesn't observe basic arithmetic, that if we want a decent society in this country, one where children are educated, one where children are healthy, where we have energy security, where we address climate change needs, where we have a modern infrastructure, not a 1950 infrastructure, now a half century behind what other countries are developing. If we want that kind of society, we have to pay for it. And neither the Democratic Party nor the Republican Party is being honest about the budget needs that we're facing, because both parties are catering to rich campaign contributors and corporate lobbies who want their taxes cut and pretending to the American people, oh, we'll trim a little bit here, we'll trim a little bit there, we'll cap here, we'll cap there, and somehow we'll pay for civilization. But it's not happening that way. We're becoming less civilized, less competitive, less able to participate, much less lead in the world economy, because we're squeezing functions like education, like job training, like active labor market policies that we need to be the kind of country we profess that we want to be. It's a little bit frightening now to watch the breakdown of our politics in Washington, to see the same in Europe. But this is not an inevitability. This is a question of organizing ideas about the way forward and hoping that society's self-interest, enlightened self-interest, will grab onto the real potential that we have and find a new path.